everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. I think a lot of you know that UPS has recently decided that they don't want to be in the gun shipping business. Now, first they stopped accepting orders from companies shipping guns and gun-related paraphernalia to citizens. Now they have decided that they are no longer going to accept handguns being mailed overnight from private citizens to anyone else. Now, this isn't a law. This is just their policy. But this is them collaborating with the ATF, because the ATF knows they can't ban the shipment of guns. So they're getting private businesses to side with them through pressure on those businesses. And the businesses are more than happy to acquiesce on this because they don't make a lot of money off shipping guns or anything. So they just don't want to piss off the government. You don't want to end up audited. So UPS is now saying citizens cannot ship guns. That was pretty much the only alternative for people. If you're a citizen and wanted to ship a gun, now you can ship long guns through USPS, and I believe still through UPS, but no handguns. So if you sell one on Gunbroker or whatever, you now will have to take it to an FFL and have that FFL send it. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people saying, this really isn't that big of a deal. It's really expensive to ship a gun overnight through UPS. In fact, it's often cheaper to ship it through your dealer. And I agree 100% with that. I have experienced that. I have taken guns to UPS and said, how much to overnight this to someone? Because you have to send it overnight if you mail it as a private citizen with no FFL. So I'd say, how much is this to overnight it? And then I would about choke on my own tongue when they told me. And then I'd go back to my dealer and say, how much would you charge to mail this? And they give me a number that's like half as much. Because they can mail it USPS. And they don't have to overnight it. They just send it like priority. So it's actually fairly cheap for them to send it. They might charge you like a $20, $25 charge on top of sending it, or whatever your dealer charges. Could be more if they're greedy. But if you have a good relationship with a dealer, a lot of times they'll just charge you the postage. Like if you're a regular customer, you help out with stuff, you're just a good guy all around and have a good relationship with your dealership, they might just charge you, like I said, just what it costs to put it in the mail. So I know a lot of people are going to say, not a big deal. Because like I said, it's almost as expensive, if not more expensive, to mail it yourself overnight UPS than it is to just drop it off at an FFL and have it mailed. And plus, if you just drop it off at an FFL and have it mailed, you don't have to worry about boxing it up and packaging it up and wrapping it up and addressing it. They'll do all that stuff. They generally want to do that themselves because they have to verify everything. You can't just bring it in prepackaged and have them mail it. So they're going to do all that stuff there. So a lot of people, like I said, going to say, not a big deal. But this is a big deal. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this is just another move by a government that has been neutered by the Supreme Court, being told, the ATF being told, hey, you can't just make new laws or put new legal requirements on people. Only Congress can do that. And we know for the last couple of decades, they've been telling you, hey, you have a blank check, do what you want, but they can't legally do that. So everything you've done under that blank check is null and void, basically. So the ATF is now having to go through other means, and they've been doing this for a long time because they knew what they were doing was illegal. They knew eventually it would catch up to them and be declared unconstitutional. So they've been working deals with carriers, big retailers, etc., to try to limit the number of guns people can have. And they pass laws that, they know won't pass constitutional scrutiny, but they know they'll put a lot of dealers out of business, a lot of retailers out of business, a lot of distributorships, in the small amount of time that it stands, because they know a lot of gun shops and gun manufacturers work on a shoestring budget and they don't have huge profit margins. And this is another example of them working with a private industry to try to cripple your rights and to try to know exactly what guns are out there and who has them. That's their main goal. When they got rid of private sales in some states, including Washington, where I live, that wasn't about safety. That was about, we don't want people getting guns without the government having a paper trail on who got those guns. That's why they got rid of private sales. They want to be able to track those guns. They want to know who has what at what time. And when there's private sales, they don't have that because individual citizens aren't required to keep logs and then turn those logs over to the government. So that backdoor registry isn't there if you're allowed to have private sales. Well, this is just another attack on private sales and transferring guns between individuals. What they want you to have to do now that UPS isn't going to handle this, which I would call for a boycott of UPS here, but anybody who knows shipping probably doesn't use UPS anyway. If I order something offline and the only option for shipping is UPS, I just don't buy it because I don't want to wait 2 weeks to get for something to come 400 miles. So I will not use UPS, period, other than shipping guns, which I don't even really do that. I take it to my retailer. But like I was saying, what they want you to do is have to take these to an FFL, who then has to record the serial number of that gun, record the information of who it's going to, and record the information of who it's coming from by law. Because FFLs have requirements you don't have as an individual. And they are using that to help bolster their backdoor registry. They don't want guns being transferred without their knowledge. Even between private, law-abiding citizens, they want a paper trail on every gun out there. And you have to wonder, why do they want to know where every gun is? Well, if they ever have to seize, or file a red flag complaint against somebody, they want to know who has the guns and when they have them. And they want to have a record. If somebody go to somebody's house and say, hey, you've bought these guns, where are they? They can't say, well, I sold them. Because they'd be like, all right, let's see the FFL transfers. Because you can't sell private in a lot of places, and now you can't ship it anywhere, so you didn't sell it out of state unless you shipped it through an FFL. So who'd you sell it to? It just gives them another way to gather information on every gun out there and who has every gun out there, every person that owns one. That's what this is. It's government and big business working together to reduce your rights. That's what it's about. It's not about something simple as shipping because, like I said, yeah, we can go to dealerships and have them shipped, and it's usually cheaper than overnighting them with UPS. And UPS is actually a terrible company that I will never use. I much prefer USPS. I can mail a package from here to West Virginia USPS, pay $4, it'll be there in 2 days. I mail the same thing UPS, pay $14 to $20, and it gets there in 10 to 14 days. So you tell me which one's the better service there. The only thing good about UPS and FedEx is their warranty, their guarantees on their shipping, their, insurance. That's the only thing they have that's any good. It takes a while for USPS to pay off on insurance. It's a slow process, whereas UPS and FedEx are faster on it. That's the only advantage they have. You'll still get paid USPS eventually. It'll just take longer. So not a fan of UPS, period. But like I said, this move right here, this is clearly a collaboration with the government just to take rights away from you as a citizen that allow you to transfer guns freely between individuals. That's what it is. It's another step there. They want to have this registry. They want to know, like I said, where every gun is and who has it. All right, everybody, that's it for me today. Before I go, I want to remind everyone that we still have the Waddle, the Werewolf Anti-Defamation League stickers for sale over on my website. If you want to go over there, tympistolproject.com. It helps out the Pets and Vets Fund, helps that shortfall we've had this week if you want to go over and buy one. And remember, werewolf season's coming up. October through November is prime werewolf season. So if you don't get these now, I think they're only going to be on sale till the end of this week, possibly. Come October, you're out of luck. So if you want one, go over and get one. Like I said, the sales benefit the Pets and Vets program. Also, want to remind everyone that we have a live chat tonight. So if you want to come on over, come join us in the live chat. Have some fun. We talk about guns, gun-related stuff. We talk about cars. We talk about wrestling. We talk about a lot of things over there. We just try to have a good time and not take ourselves too seriously. So if you want to come over, have an hour-long conversation with like-minded individuals, please come over tonight. There's a link in the upper corner of this video. There's chats every night at 6 p.m. Pacific time, except for Monday and Wednesday when it's at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Now, sometimes those change. Like the other night, I couldn't talk, had a sore throat, lost my voice, had to postpone the chat till 7 till my voice kind of came back. But generally, it's at 6 p.m. every night, except for Monday and Wednesday when it's 5 p.m. Pacific time, people. So come on over if you'd like. And with that all being said, I just want to go ahead and sign off today. I want to thank everybody for coming. I do appreciate you being here. And before we leave here, I want to remind everyone, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.